Hi, my name is Joshua Daniel, and I just recorded a video for my Mavic 1-year review, and while I was making that I realized that I've actually crashed quite a bit. Well, I'd say about 9 times. There have been small crashes too. One thing that I've noticed though is, generally after a bigger crash, I have a chipped blade. So you can see here, I have one of my props, and it has a cut in it. It looks like about, I'm going to say this is about a third of the way through. And this is from when I was trying to show off to my friend, which is generally how I crash. So we were standing on the beach, we had the drone flying towards us in sports mode, going as fast as I could to try and kind of freak him out a bit, like that scene from Back to the Future where Doc has a DeLorean going towards them. Pretty dumb, I know. Anyway, it flew over our heads just fine, obviously, but I didn't remember there was a tree behind us, so I pulled up really quickly, actually took off part of the branch. Yeah, so it actually kept flying, and then it came down with this prop. So I wanted to find out how well I can actually fly with a broken prop. So here I have 3 of my chipped props, and I'm going to damage them all a little bit. So we have this first prop. I'm going to just tear this, and actually notice when I was tearing these are very tough. It took a lot of manpower to actually rip the blade. And so you can see here, it's maybe 95% of the way through now. So it's got to come off. I'd be really impressed if it flew with this. Okay, for my second one, I'm going to do more of a minor cut. And for the last one, I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to just cut off the top, so maybe 2/3 of the way through. Okay, so taking out the top, so this is just imagining if it just chipped off entirely. Okay, so we're actually going to start with the most complete blade. So this one's just missing that extra part. So okay, so it arms properly, doesn't have anything wrong with it, and yeah, it flies perfectly. Looks like I have complete maneuverability, and I would say that there's maybe the sound is a little bit different. That's the only thing I can notice, but it seems to be flying perfectly well. I will note that I usually don't fly with the dome on. I'm just doing that here because I'm expecting to crash and I want the camera to be okay. So that's a complete success for this one. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, for this one we are using the chipped off one, or the one that I've cut off. So it's missing about 20-30% of the entire tip. And this is going to cause some imbalances if I had to guess. Yep, sure enough, it arms and flies alright, although you can really hear actually that it sounds quite different. I'm not sure if that's because one of the engines is going faster than the others to compensate, or if it's just cutting the air in such a way that makes that sound, but yeah, it's got complete maneuverability. I'm not really feeling anything different. Maybe pulling to the side, maybe a little bit, but it seems like the DJI motors and I guess the flight controller is just really good at keeping it running. So you can kind of hear that sound there, can't you? So look, this is hanging on by a thread. Absolutely no way. So the first test is going to see if it actually even arms. Okay, so it arms alright, but can we take off and actually fly? It hasn't come apart yet, which actually surprises me. Just so as to show you how strong this material is. This actually gives me a lot more confidence of flying around in a situation like when there is a lot of birds maybe harassing you. I was always worried that if even the tip of their wing came into my rotors, I might just come crashing out of the sky, but it seems like that is not the case. So you can kind of hear another weird sound, but I actually seem to have full maneuverability. Yeah, apart from that obnoxious kind of extra part of the rotor sound, it seems to fly completely fine. So this actually surprised me quite a bit. So the last part is we are going to have to try to see if we can rip it off entirely. I want to see if that'll fly. Alright, so I get it past out the scissors here, and I'm just going to cut straight. At least that's what I was trying to do. These blades actually turned out to be quite a bit tougher than the scissors that I was using. So after struggling with this blade for a little bit, I actually broke the scissors in the end. I think you can see them here. They actually broke that part of the scissors, so I'm going to have to detach the rotor and cut it off for us. Now this did actually take quite a bit of strength to actually pull around, although with a bit of twisting force it seems like that was the way to do it. Just goes to show you, again, these are very strong. Even though they seem like flimsy plastic, they are not. They are quite well made. Alright, so we are almost missing the entire blade, and let's see if we can even arm. So as you can see, it does arm, and I wasn't getting any errors, but you can see this weird vibration. It's kind of drilling into the surface. And surprisingly, it does actually fly, although I lost control almost immediately. And you can't see it because I'm running over to get it, but it actually started flying backwards towards the thing, and it crashes, and that's actually cutting into my fingers right now. So I tried to grab it because it was going under a staircase, and it would not stop, even with the CNC command, so I had to pull part of the battery out to make it actually even stop. So I would say this is a disastrous event, and as you can see there, didn't work out too well for me. And for the last part of the video, I'm just going to show that I reattached the proper propellers to show that it is working completely fine. So even after my Mavic's been through quite a lot this year, and just through this experiment, it still is running fine, so I'm really impressed with it again. Unfortunately, my handle didn't come out as well as this, and I had to go bandage them up before I made this video, so it might seem a little bit darker because the sun was going down. But it survived, and it lives to fly another day. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. So just goes to show you, be a bit careful. Fortunately, the Mavic's not that strong, so it didn't really do any lasting damage. So I'm going to be back up and flying quick smart. Thanks for watching, guys. I put myself through a lot of pain for this video, so come on, give me a like, subscribe, hit that bell. I will see you in the next video. Leave any comments, questions in below, and good night.